Welcome to Crime Maze. In this video we are going to talk about the 5 murders in Illinois. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. The murder rate in the United States has risen to its highest level in nearly 2.5 decades. In 2020, there were 570 homicides in the United States, up nearly 30% from the previous year, and the highest yearly increase on record. Each of these variables, according to some analysts, likely played a role in the rising homicide rate. While the precise causation causes may take years to identify, the repercussions are already being seen in communities across the country. Homicide, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, was a contributing cause in the United States' historic 1.5-year drop in life expectancy last year, trailing only COVID-19 and accidental fatalities, such as drug overdoses. In importance.in 2020, there were 151 murders in Illinois, or 9.1 per 100,000 people, making it the 9th highest murder rate among states. To put things in perspective, the national homicide rate is 6.5 per 100,000. Murder, like rape, robbery, and aggravated assault, is part of the larger category of violent crime. Illinois has a higher than average murder rate, as well as a higher than normal violent crime rate. In 2020, 426 violent crimes were reported for every 100,000 persons in the state, compared to 399 for every 100,000 people overall. The following are the 5 Illinois murders. Number 5. Carol Rofstad. Carol Rofstad, who was 21 at the time of her death, was a student at Illinois State University and lived in Normal, Illinois. She was discovered beaten unconscious outside her sorority house at 602 S. Fell Street around noon on December 23, 1975. An 18-inch railroad tie was discovered nearby as the likely murder weapon. Rofstad was not discovered for another 12 hours after the attack. Due to head injuries, she died on Christmas Eve. On December 22, 1975, 2 guys were observed between 10 p.m. and 10:15 p.m., one of whom was carrying a club. They were both white guys between the ages of 18 and 25, and they were both between the ages of 18 and 25. Person 1, the suspect with the club, is depicted in the composite to the right. The majority of students had already left campus for the holiday vacation when the attack occurred. Rofstad, on the other hand, had stayed in the Twin Cities to work at a retail business rather than returning to Elk Grove Village. There was money in her handbag, but no indication of sexual assault. In the sorority house, 2 women saw and heard nothing strange. Number 4. Ann Carnes. Lisa Carnes was reported missing around midnight on March 29, 1984. It was never revealed what transpired the day she vanished, other than the fact that she left her 2 small children with her mother at home. Lisa and her husband Ernest Little Beaver lived in Stumptown, a Karnak neighborhood. She was a 1976 graduate of Century High School, and the daughter of General Hill of Grand Chain and Margaret Hill of Karnak. Lisa's naked body was discovered along Macedonia Church Road and U.S. 45, near Mermont Lake. The next afternoon, Lisa's pickup truck was discovered parked around 30 yards from the U.S. 45 Illinois 169 intersection, roughly 4 miles from where her body was discovered. The truck was not out of petrol, and there were no signs of mechanical difficulties, according to the 1984 story. Along the west side of U.S. 45, between the pickup vehicle and County Road 1150, Lisa's clothes were discovered. On the Louis Seelbeck farm, a large amount of blood was discovered on the back porch of an unoccupied home. Her body was discovered a quarter-mile distant at 3:15 p.m. When Ralph Kruger went to check on his acreage across the road, he came across her. Minor bruises were visible on her body, which could have been caused by falls while fleeing her assailant. Lisa died after a gunshot entered her back, struck her lung, and exited through her upper chest. According to the autopsy, the bullet was fired from a weapon with a modest caliber. Police suspect she fled to the unoccupied house for refuge, fleeing the assailant, and continued running when she learned no one was there. She is thought to have continued running across the field toward a distant light. Lisa's body was discovered in a field. Number 3. Kathleen Goebeler. On May 20, 1986, Illinois State Police, ISP, District 01 responded to an area of abandoned railroad tracks near milepost 28.5 on the south side of I-288, when a resident discovered the decayed skeleton remains of Kathleen A. Goebeler, DOB, November 12, 1956, 5 feet 1 inch, 105 pounds. Johnson is Kathleen's maiden name. McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was her last known address. Kathleen was last seen in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania, between April 11 and April 18, 1986. Information about the location where the female was discovered. I-88 is a toll road that runs east-west between the Quad Cities and Chicago, Illinois, very rural in nature. It was around 120 miles west of Chicago at this site. I-88 was still Illinois Route 5, a 4-lane roadway, when he died. The corpse was discovered in a thinly wooded region about 45 feet south of the road, across a barbed wire fence. Number 2. Tammy J Zywicki. Tammy Jo Zywicki, March 13, 1971, August 23 or 24, 1992, was a Caucasian woman who was murdered in the United States. Her car was a 1985 Pontiac T1000 in white with New Jersey plates. On the hot late August 1992 days in question, Zywicki was last seen with her car at mile marker 83 on Interstate 80 in central Illinois between 3:10 and 4 p.m. on August 23. A tractor-trailer truck was seen exactly next to the Zywicki Pontiac at these same moments. According to witnesses, the semi's driver was a 35 to 40-year-old Caucasian man who stood at or just over 6 feet tall. Witnesses described the semi's driver as having dark, bushy hair. Zywicki had departed Evanston, Illinois, north of Chicago, earlier that day for college in near Grinnell, Iowa, where she would complete her final year. However, later that day, an Illinois state trooper spotted Zywicki's 1985 Pontiac and penalized him for abandonment. The vehicle was also towed the next day by Illinois State Police. Zywicki's mother notified the Illinois State Police later that evening, stating that her daughter had not arrived at the intended college. Zywicki's murder remains unsolved as of 2021-22, and no prime suspects have been apprehended. Earlier in his life, Zywicki may have resided in Marlton, New Jersey, which is close to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the Atlantic City district of New Jersey. Number 1. Carmen Charneco. Carmen Charneco, 18, was an only child who lived with her parents. She was dating Edwin Rodriguez, a convicted felon, and was expecting his kid. She graduated from high school in June of 1993. Her parents believed she was moving in the right direction in her life. She ended her relationship with Rodriguez in July and began working at a home improvement store. She hoped to improve her life and that of her pregnant kid. She was never able to do so. Unfortunately, Carmen was found strangled to death in the passenger seat of her car in Elgin, Illinois, on July 24, 1993. Her body was reclining in the seat to give the impression that she was sleeping. Carmen's relatives and associates were interrogated by the police. They tried unsuccessfully to locate and question him. He vanished around the same time as the murder. They discovered Rodriguez is wanted for questioning and parole breach, despite the fact that he has not been charged with murder. Carmen's case remains unresolved because he has not been found. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.